Welcome back. Well, we fixed the steering and it works fine, but we hit a stone yesterday and now one of the blades doesn't rotate anymore. This is a 42-inch interfering cutting deck, and this blade rotates on this side where the belt is, but the other one is driven by a tooth belt and it doesn't rotate anymore. So I think it's just the belt is broken. To take it off, it's pretty simple. Put it down to the ground and take the mounts out, drive over it, reverse, because you're gonna get the belt off. Normally there is a belt guide and things like that. I took that all off because it makes our life so much easier. So let's take these two mounts out, drive it backwards, and we can have a look what's wrong. The problem is you need to take the pulleys off, because the tooth belt lives down here, so you need to take the pulleys off and have a look inside. That's what we're going to do now. So once you got the bolts out, you can just move it backwards. I think I need to power it, because otherwise it's not going to come off because it's heavy. Alright, let's drive it backwards and see what we find underneath. We had an issue with the adjuster as well, because this is the old style which has the cables, and it already broke the stuff here, so I need to address that as well. I just put some hose clips on there. So the belt is already loose, it just fell down. This is my repaired Boss, which I'd done some years ago. There's a video on that as well. Right, let's reverse it. Well, it worked at the end. So that's, you got some push cables. The later one's got some rods. I have a later 38-inch deck. Let's see, the other one doesn't rotate anymore. The bearing's got a lot of play, so we need to take these covers off here. Take the pulley off, the cover off. These are the remains of the cables. They're all broken. Here you can see one of our problems. It's one of these. There's a lot of this stuff in the back. It's basically what you put under your grass. The blade is bent here, so this is rotating freely, but the blade is bent, so that was the stone. So I think this end hit the stone, and obviously it didn't survive. So there must be a nut here. We need this nut here. Hold it somehow. Right. It's actually a bolt, so we need to hold this one and then get the top one out here. Let me do that. A good thing we can see the plastic coating did actually quite well. We used car under seal plastic coating and it did quite well. We got a few holes here, but yeah, well, this is old. We need to work. We just lost the liner yesterday, so see if we get that out here. Bolt doesn't come out. Okay. Right. Well, it's about 3 years now. Alright, let's turn it around and see if we can get the pulley and the cover off. As expected, the tooth belt is busted. That's exactly what I was expecting here. That's the spacer for here. Yeah, the tooth belt is gone now. So we need a new one. That's a 1448M. We need to order one. I could hear it. It was a hard bang. The bearings are stiff, so we need new bearings as well, because the belt is actually held by these bearings. Yeah. Alright. So that's what we need. 1448M. You can see the corners are, because it's twisted, so this is actually rubbing against it, so this way. You can see the teeth are flat on this corner as well. So that's what it is. So we need to take the bearings off. I don't know if anyone's seen it, but we did some welding on these shafts as well, because there are squares. There's 6 the hexagon shafts and the corners were completely rounded. So listening to this, that's hitting the ground. But they are pretty loose in the housings, so that's what it is. It's our problem, and as expected. Alright, we need a new belt. Well, it's a bit dark here, but hold that blade. That's how a bearing sounds after about 3 years or so, 4 years, I don't know. It's completely shot. It was binding, actually, you can see it's binding here. So the problem is you need to hammer it out, because the bottom bearings are sitting at the bottom and the top bearings are sitting in that. It's just a spacer on top, and that's the seating for the bearing, which is not very good, but that's the way they've done it. So let me get that blow hammer and get the bearing out. Well, that's interesting. This is a sealed bearing, but it lost the seal. It was loose, and it doesn't sound very promising either. It's completely gone. So we have new bearings, so we're gonna fit new bearings. Don't know if that's our welded shaft. I think that was the good one. The other one is welded. So the other ones are sounding similarly bad. So once we're there, we'll do that as well. Alright, so we know what to do. Give that a little bit of a prime once we're there, and order the tooth belt. Press the bearing off and take the other one out. See if that looks equally bad, and then we'll see. Welcome back. Just got a delivery. Some bearings and our tooth belt for the lawnmower. It's the, hopefully the right one, 1440 8M. Okay, so we're gonna fix the lawnmower today. Got some small bearings as well. These guide bearings need to be replaced. It's this type of bearings which we use there. So we have everything we need, and hopefully it doesn't rain, and then we're gonna fix it. Alright, we got it apart, but this is bent, so we need to bend it back. The hydraulic press is still on the pallet, so we try with the little one. See what we can do here. So let me try that. I don't know if it works out. I need to bend it back somehow. And the problem is that the shape of it is not exactly nice here, so let's try this one. Let's see if we can get that down or something. I think we're almost there. Flatten it a little bit, and then we should be fine. So that's the bent part. That just needs to be flattened, and then we should be good. Sorry for the handle in the way. That's as usual. The video is just a result of the job, not the purpose of the job. So yeah, the rest could be done with a hammer. Needs to go back a little bit, that pretty okay so far. So we were sort of lucky, we found the belt sander, which is not easy at the moment because things are everywhere. So let's just touch them up. A little bit on the bottom. So let me finish that and do the other one, and then we'll put it. Oh, here we go. That's all it needs. It doesn't need to be super sharp. Just make sure there is an edge, because it's moving so fast the grass will cut. Unfortunately, we've got a big ding here, so that blade is probably not balanced anymore, but I can't be bothered today. It needs new blade at some point anyway, so I'll look out for some blades. Maybe I can find some cheap ones. The other blades in the other cutting deck is they're probably about that thick, so someone was grinding them till the end. Let's grease up the shafts and put the new bearings in. I sprayed those with under seal as well. So did I the cutting deck, and it was holding up quite well for about 3 years, maybe. Didn't rust that much, a few little holes, but honestly I can't be bothered. It's got to be done at some point anyway. So let's bang the new bearings on. You got to be careful when you do that, because the problem, where are my bearings? Somewhere. The problem is you're gonna do it in the right order. So get the cutter there, get the cup there, and then bang the bearing on. If you don't do that, you're gonna take it apart. We're gonna grease the shaft a little bit so it looks a bit better. Let me get the bearings. So bearings are 6205, which is, I think, all the Westwood mowers have the same bearings. I use sealed ones because of all the water and stuff. So this one goes quite easy. And then we just bang it on with a piece of pipe. Let me pound that in and then back. This one was the easy fit. The other one is a bit of a tighter fit. The weldings I've done, I welded it up and then turned it down. Because the bearings, the old bearings, were rotating on the shaft. So don't forget the cup, otherwise you do it twice. Cup, another bearing, same story as before. We need to take the bearings off, otherwise we can't get the belt underneath, and the outer two bearings are actually short, so we take them off, put some underseal on it, and ride till tomorrow. Right, so we let that dry overnight, spray the other side as well, and hopefully it doesn't fall off. That's the reason why I put a strap there. Right, for the day. Dinner time. Carrying tomorrow. So the first one is fitted and it's nice and quiet. So there's a spacer in the middle. Where's the spacer? One of these spacers goes in the middle, and then the other cup goes on it. It's a pretty rough design actually, so it's just these pressed steel cups here, the spacer, other bearing, cup, and that's how it goes together here. It's a bit rough, but it has a bit of play because the bearings have play in these cups here, but there's nothing you can do really. That's how it is. Alright, let's fit the other one and then fiddle the tooth belt and carry on. Another important one on this counter-rotating deck is, if you watch the blades, the sharp end is here on this one, and this, on the sharp end is here on this one. So because this rotates this way, so that's the reason why they need to be timed, because otherwise they touch each other. So, and that's all done with a tooth belt. So we got the first pulley on, and the belt is actually twisted, so we'll show that in a minute. And that's how it works. This is the driving side. There is the normal belt pulley which goes to the engine, and this is just a it was a rather complicated deck compared to the other ones, because they just had one belt going over both pulleys and the blades couldn't actually interfere with each other. But yeah, it's cutting quite well actually. I like it, and it throws the stuff out quite well. So, and it's bigger. Yeah, it just goes quicker. Anyway, let's fit that belt and see how it fits. So, and for mounting them, you can actually split the wheels here. Bearings look like that, so it doesn't rub, and then we just need to get that back together. And I had to put another washer underneath. I couldn't remember where all the washers were, so we'll figure that out. So now comes the tricky part. You get the bolts in, the spacers in, and then you have to pull the cover on at the same time as the belt, which is a bit of fun. So the spacer has to go in, and then, because once the pulley is in here, you can't get the belt in anymore, so it's gonna come at the same time. It's a bit of a pain, but it works. So let's do that. So belt goes on like so. Like so, and then you're going to fiddle the whole thing on top of it, which is a bit of fun, but we'll get there. So we got it all together, everything runs. You can hear the tooth belt is humming inside, but that's good, it's all good. The center bolts are tight, so let's get a lawnmower and put it on. We need to make some adjusters for here. At the moment I just put it in a lawnmower and make it a fixed height, because in this case it will move at the back, but I'm not gonna go low anyway, so because it's very uneven here. So all I do, make a fixed height adjuster here, basically just a piece of angle iron with a hole, so you can't move, because the hose clips, they will not last forever. And at some point we're gonna fix that adjusting thing. I'll show you on the other one how it looks like, but it's not possible with this one because of the belt. The belt is in the way, and I think that's the reason why they did it with these cables here. We'll get there. Alright, let's get the lawnmower. So, all back together. We did a few test cuts. We still need to do the height adjuster here, but it works okay. It's cutting nice. You can feel it sharper. Anyway, that's it from the lawnmower. Hopefully it's good for a while now. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time. And that's what's left over. 4 bearings. This is completely stiff here. I think it's rotating now. They are still moving. This is the best one. So, but they are altogether less than $10, so it's not worth it. Every time you take it apart, you'd rather put new bearings in. Alright, that's it from the lawnmower. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. Until next time.